everyone is enjoying their day. Thank you very much for joining me. Well, now around 12 scientists or researchers with ties to nuclear, aerospace, defense, space programs, and related fields like NASA, JPL, have died or gone missing since 2022. The latest victim is James Tony Moffat, 60, a decorated aerospace engineer. He was a military veteran and a former NASA specialist. Along with his wife and two sons, they died in a plane crash on April 17th near Union County Airport in South Carolina. Coincidence? I don't think so. With so many scientists that have either died or somewhat missing, there must be something bigger that they're covering up. This recent death, the family was from Huntsville, Alabama, and it's a major U.S. aerospace and defense hub. They were flying in a Mooney M20 single engine aircraft, and they had stopped to refuel after traveling from the Raleigh Durham area in North Carolina and were heading home when the crash occurred around 6:30 p.m. It happened in a wooded area shortly after takeoff, and all four aboard the plane died. And there was not much left of the wreckage. Yeah, it was a huge fireball because they had just recently, filled up. James Tony Moffat, 60, was an experienced pilot with 21 years in the U.S. Army, including an experimental test pilot, master's in aerospace engineering from Georgia Tech. He worked at NASA's Johnson Space Center on 14 space shuttles, ISS construction missions. He later founded Moffat Systems Incorporated, which is an aerospace consulting firm, and served as a principal research engineer at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. He contributed to programs like degraded visual environment mitigation and next generation unmanned aircraft systems. On board was his wife, Lisa Moffat. She was 61 years old. Also on board was his son, Andrew Moffat. He was 30, a research engineer and scientist at the same research center and the Engineering Support Center. His other son, William Moffat, was 28 years old and worked in IT with certifications including Microsoft Certified Azure Administration Associate. Now, the National Transport Safety Board is investigating the accident along with the Federal Aviation Administration, but no cause of the crash has yet been identified. This tragedy is just another piece of the puzzle of the reported patterns of death and disappearance of scientists tied to aerospace or the nuclear programs, defense, and space research. They're often linked to NASA or similar projects. This 12th death does promote scrutiny from figures like the House Oversight Chairman, James Comer, also from NASA, FBI, and President Trump. I can think of two different disappearances that the circumstances were really strange. One, a woman disappeared while on a hike with friends, only about 30 feet with them. The other one was the most recent I can think of, where he disappeared from his home, leaving his belongings behind. His wallet, glasses, things like that. That's really strange. Definitely sending my condolences and prayers to the friends and family members of those who have died and disappeared. And from my own research, my own personal conclusion is I think it's got something to do with space, definitely maybe space-based weapons. Both the US and Russia are working on that, and also China. Also, very strange about these circumstances that some of the people that died, they performed no autopsy. I mean, he was a test pilot, so he knew his plane. Was it bad fuel? I think before he even took off, there would have been an indication of that. Was the plane left unattended for a length of time there at the airport when they refueled? Did they go and eat? Could have been tampered with. I talked about the space-based laser weapons that they have. Could that have been used to bring down this plane? If I was any of these scientists that worked in any of these projects, I would definitely have my house roof painted blue and would drive blue vehicles because when the incident happened there in Maui, they noticed that roofs in cars that were blue didn't seem to be affected by that fire, which is also really strange. And paranoid people, they have a saying, paranoid people actually live longer. Maybe that's because they keep their head on a swivel more and watch better than the average person what's going on around them. So, what are your thoughts about this recent plane crash and their deaths? They all had the two sons and the father had ties to these types of projects. Sad, very sad. So, what are your thoughts? Put your comments down below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.